This is going to be a super easy tribute to do because let me just state for the record that I absolutely love Gordon Jump. He was such a wonderful actor, and you know what? I always got the feeling that in real life he was pretty much like the character that he played on WKRP in Cincinnati. Just a big, wonderful, lovable feller. Growing up, WKRP in Cincinnati was one of my favorite TV shows. It just worked for me on so many different levels. The cast was great. Really, if you think about it, Hugh Wilson and team really hit a bullseye when they cast each one of these characters. And directly in the center, the truest of marks, maybe the best casting decision of all, was that of Gordon Jump as station manager Arthur, the big guy, Carlson. For 4 wonderful seasons, Arthur did his very best to make the station owner, his mother, proud. And quite often that meant that he would need to serve as ringmaster in the rock and roll circus that was WKRP. I've heard Arthur described as clueless, but over the course of those 4 seasons, I think Jump's portrayal of the character proved that the big guy was better described as kind, thoughtful, and occasionally even a bit wise. Jump's character proved so popular that he even had his own board game. Now truthfully, the first time I heard of this game was while researching this video, but wow! So cool, and now I'm thinking I'm going to have to swing on over to eBay to see if anyone is selling this thing online. So I said just moments ago that the big guy was often wise. Well, now I'm going to backtrack just a bit and point out that he was anything but wise, or maybe better stated, smart, during my favorite of all WKRP episodes. I think most of you know where I'm going with this. A certain little Thanksgiving episode involving a turkey drop. Live turkeys. In that episode, Jump gets to deliver one of the all-time great lines in television history. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. This episode has proved so iconic that you can actually go out and get yourself a turkey drop t-shirt. I'm kind of partial to the one being held up here by Les Nessman himself, actor Richard Sanders. But there are a ton of different styles out there. The important thing is that if you're in the US, you need to get yourself one before Thanksgiving. And what the heck, what am I saying? Who cares where you live, really? This shirt is fashionably relevant whenever and wherever you choose to wear it. Alright, back to Jump. Post WKRP, Gordon chose to play against type in a very special episode of Different Strokes. Sadly, we live in a world that is full of all types of people, some good, some bad, and a whole lot in between. While I believe Jump proved throughout his life that he fell into the good category, his despicable character in Different Strokes delivered an important message to families. Be ever vigilant, and beware of the wolves in sheep's clothing. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Jump's stint as the lonely Maytag repairman. He wasn't the first and he wasn't the last, but you know what? He was the best. Jump also reprised the role of Arthur Carlson when WKRP returned with new episodes in the 90s. Instead of being on CBS, this time the show was a first-run, syndicated program that ran for 2 more seasons. Again, Jump portrayed the big guy as a bit clueless, but I think his performance in the WKRP revival allowed him to continue to show that Arthur was a decent, well-intentioned man who actually became something of a father figure for many of the new characters on the show. Alright, one more thing. I've actually been working on this video for a while and I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to finish it off. And then the other day I read a new comment on one of my older WKRP videos that I knew was the perfect way to end this video. The comment from a YouTuber named Teague Harper is about Gordon Jump's charitable work with a holiday event in Utah called the Festival of Trees and his impact on one young man. Each year, fully decorated trees are donated by various organizations with the idea that they'll be auctioned off and the proceeds will go to the University of Utah-based Primary Children's Hospital. So here's the comment. I'm going to read it in its entirety. I think it's that impactful. It was on Christmas in 1987 that our young 11-year-old son was suffering an extremely deadly cancer that affected his head and neck. When he was diagnosed, he wasn't expected to survive. He was randomly assigned a very aggressive treatment protocol that in itself almost killed him. All those years ago, they had yet to discover much of what they know now about cancer, so they randomly assigned one of 3 treatment plans to various patients. Despite all the odds against him, he managed to survive that first year of his treatment plan. His hospital, the Primary Children's Medical Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. In about November of that year, my little, emaciated, and totally hairless boy was chosen to be the poster boy for a huge festival fundraiser. He was to co-host the event with Gordon Jump. The evening was magnificent, and our entire family was treated by everyone there as royalty. Gordon Jump was so loving and kind with my boy. It was heartrending yet beautiful to see. I never knew how to sincerely thank Mr. Jump, who dressed up like Santa, or all the others who kept my boy alive. Yes, he beat all the odds and is now a happily married 42-year-old man. I thank God every day for all the special people who, through their hard work and loving dispositions, allowed my son to live. And I'm so proud to say that Gordon Jump of WKRP in Cincinnati was one of those special people. Wow, I don't know what else to say. Thank you for the comment, Tig. I really appreciate it. And it's great to have a little more insight into the kind of man that Gordon Jump was. And I'm so grateful and happy to hear that your son is doing well. One final picture, back to the original WKRP. Season 2, I believe, when the station agrees to play a softball game against rival WPIG. Alright, now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section. And while you're at it, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Maybe share this video on Facebook or Twitter. And what the heck, why not subscribe to the channel? I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.